Hello everyone. Happy Thursday, July 30th. I hope you guys are doing very well. So today we are going to go ahead and look at all the awesome moves that are happening right now in the market. We have the SPY surging up at the moment. And you see this little pink line? I love the haters out there. Gotta love those haters because they are awesome at going ahead and trying to ridicule things that work, right? You can see last time. All right, let's go to let's turn off this so I don't have feedback. Let's go ahead and turn on the SPY, right? So you guys see this line right here. Gotta love the ability that these moving averages perform time and time again. Hey, bad scientist. Oh my goodness, the screen froze above me. It's pretty funny. Hi, Julio. Hello, I hope you guys are doing well. So I want to go ahead and show you. You guys see, I'm a big believer of this 425 EMA. Look at where we went last time. 312 up to 323. Where did we go today? 319.64 on the SPY. Hey, John. And now we are up at 323.47, right? Look, we had a little surge up to 325. Like maybe that's where they're going to take it. Look at that. Let's go ahead and look at it. Even you guys can see that right here. What was the high right there? It's loading. It shows high of 323.95 right here. Yeah, 323.95, and then we pulled back a little bit, right? We on our 45-minute chart, you guys know I love the 45-minute chart. We are, yeah, Julio, no, this isn't even the Camarillas. Look at this. It's not a Camarilla line. Let me remove this right here for you. That was my line in the sand. You see this pink EMA right here? 425 EMA on a 45-minute chart. That's basically the weekly 4 EMA. When we go back and we look at it back here, if history repeats itself, we went from 312 to 323, so an $11 move on the SPY. Right now, today's low was 319. Hey, if we hit an $11 move, we could be going to 330, open up 330 tomorrow morning. And we know today is one of those big days of earnings. I've got the fireworks up. I'm expecting fireworks on the SPY and all of these indexes this week. So actually have a little lotto on for 327 calls. Already took 100% profit and still riding the rest of them up today. All because of this, timing it and watching it come down to that point and getting into it. So we're talking super low risk, 25 cents. All right. So yeah, you know what, Julio? They do work really well, but I like those more on a 15-minute chart rather than a 45. You can see I have them right here. See? Got them already up. This actually is those are just our floor pivots, and here we have the Camarillas. So went ahead and bounced off of it, but we also have our 50 SMA. That's another big one too on our 15-minute chart. A little bit of an upthrust here. We have this area right there, 324.85. You know what, Asif? I like the ability to go ahead and flip on over here. We've got the SPY. I like that I can look at, I'll go ahead and I'll do some pre-work on TrendSpider, so I can go ahead and look at it and see some targets as well. And I've got it on the 45-minute and the daily right now. So we can see, all right, we're hitting that 200 SMA. So maybe that target right up here on that trend line. Look at where we had that spike pre-market was right at that trend line. So when we go up here and we try this trend line as well, you can see, hey, it hit it back here on the 27th. And we've got this trend line down here, which we bounced off of. Let's lock that one. And I had this trend line locked from before. This is where we hit back on the 24th. Then we came up to 323, right? So we were down at 319. Are we going to go ahead and we're going to hit this trend line again, potentially up at 320, 325. After that, look, we went from 319 back here. That was the 425. You know what? Let me go ahead and add it on here. Yeah, I saw blink already, Julio. So let me go ahead and add indicator. So let's go, and we're going to go to EMAs, and I'm going to add that 425. Apply. Should have a new one that just popped up right over here. No, I don't want VWAP. EMA 8, 4, 20, simple, exponential right down here. So let's go in here and let's go to the settings, because you know what, I don't know why I didn't add it on here. And we're gonna make this pink, and I'll make it a little bit. Be cool if they had the dotted line. Apply. Okay, I'm waiting. It's my computer today. I've got a lot of stuff running, and so you can see it actually drew it right there, and it bounced off of it. Oh, that's going to take a little bit of time. So when we look at that time and time again, that is really one of my lines in the sand for trend change. So I'm still bullish about this. This is now the second time that we've tested it. When we go and we look at our weekly chart, you're going to see we've hit almost the 4 EMA 2 times recently. Whoop. Let me go ahead and 2 seconds. All right, you guys are good. You can still hear me. Turn off the other room. That was the training pit where I was teaching this morning. And so you can see we came down and we hit it almost twice. And we're also at the bottom of this channel. So in my opinion, we still have that potential move. They've been bringing it down and loading up. And now when we go and we look at the 45-minute chart, I did pull this up yesterday before FOMC, right? I said, hey, keep an eye on this level. So we tested that level again. Yesterday, after the announcement, surged up, pulled back. Now we've bounced again. Are we going to go ahead and continue up above 324, 324.50? I'm going to go ahead and set an alert for 324.50. Would love to see that. We might test this up here. Crossing up 324.50 and see another move to the upside. Yeah, TrendSpider is very similar. However, the big difference for TrendSpider is that you have the ability to put a 45-minute chart above a daily chart. So you can go ahead and have multiple time frames on one chart. So you don't need to have 2 side by side. And I can have the EMA right here on for the daily chart or the 45-minute chart on a daily chart. So we have multiple EMAs and things like that, that you can have it on one chart altogether. You don't have to have it on 2 different time frames. So for the SPY, we have a level where we keep bouncing back here off of this 425 until we really break that. That's when I'm going to turn more bearish on the SPY. Overall, we are bouncing down a little bit. You know, we're setting lower highs at the moment. So are we going to continue? You can see this trend line that was set up from yesterday after hours. Gone ahead, tested it pre-market here and almost hit it now. Also going to set up yeah. You know what? I like to go ahead and have them on. I don't use one in particular for targets, but I use multiple for targets. Looking at the price action and the volume level, where do we have the most volume today? Right down here, right? Let's pull it back to a 15-minute chart. Right? Highest volume for the day is right here. Where are we in relation to this volume? Above it. So to me, that's indicating we are moving to the upside. Yeah, it's a lot easier for me. I just flip over and check it out pre-market, Julio, and go ahead and set up those trend lines pre-market so I know and I'm ready to go. And many times those are going to be some of the ones that I have on my watch list as well. So yeah, you were talking about Blink, Julio? Yeah, it had a nice move. going into the day today, squeezing those shorts. Now BLNK has, I think it is 20.2 million in the float, so it was lower float today as well. Just like KODK, let's go ahead and see where KODK is today. So KODK is that parabolic type run, came up, hit it, drew a trend line this morning just to see, hey, what's going on? So if we're able to go ahead and break that trend line up here around 43.51, there's a good chance that it could go ahead and squeeze on up to 60 again today, but I would be super cautious if I were to trade that, because as quickly as it goes up, right, it can have a halt, and then boom, it comes right back down. And look, you were at 60, and then 10 minutes later, I don't know why, continue, it came all the way back down 50% to $30. So for those that were shorting at the top, that was a real quick 100% almost, or 50% to make on their capital to the downside. All right, so Bitcoin, right? GBTC, yeah, GBTC and Overstock tend to also trade somewhat in tandem, and Bitcoin right now found a support level, or I should say GBTC found a support level, and it looks like it's consolidating right here. So it could have a potential move to the upside, breaking above the $12 mark. I do have it on watch right there on my watch list. Let's look at the Qs. So the Qs are very strong as well. We went ahead, we closed the gap, and then up $1 higher than the gap from yesterday. Now you can see we have had this level of resistance right here, right? For how many days? If they are selling, they might very well, they being the super big guys of the market, right? If they're buying, what do they tend to do? Take it down and load up even lower, right? If I was buying, how low could I buy it? Maybe I can go ahead and take it lower. If I wanted to go ahead and sell, well, then I'm going to go ahead and see how high I can sell it, right? So let's see if we're going to go ahead, test this trend line up here, 265 area. We'd likely have a move if we can break this 261 on up to 262.50, and then up to 265, in my opinion, right up here to that, or maybe 264.50, right up here into that area right there. So keeping that on watch. PayPal, amazing move off of earnings yesterday. Had a nice move up and then pulled back following that 50 simple moving average. Now if it breaks down from there, we could see a move to the downside, quick spike right up at open. Qualcomm still testing, had 105 as a level to watch today to the upside. Now we could go ahead, test the 106 level, and then 107 and 108 on up there. So we already covered PayPal. Procter & Gamble also had earnings today. Nice big move. That looks like a nice handle to me, right? If we'd had a giant cup, here we have our handle, and boom. As soon as we break 132, I think we could quickly see 133, maybe even 134 to the upside. Comcast as well turned green onto the day. Had earnings, however, it was a short at open, pulled back and bounced up. In my opinion, still feeling fairly bullish on the SPY when looking at it on the weekly chart. As I mentioned, we are still following that trend to the upside, right? We're following that trend to the upside, and we haven't broken down below our moving averages. So looking for this to go ahead and continue to the upside. Would like to see that break above 327.50 from here, and then on up and continue on up. If we look at it on our weekly chart, you guys can see it does look like a bit of a cup and handle right here, right? We've broken up above our rim area. So if we go ahead and we measure the depth, are we really going to go ahead? I'll measure from right here. So we could be adding 70 points. We could be heading to 400 for the Qs, right? Now, this took about 4 months, so potentially another 4 months if we continue before any drama in the market or any issues with the stimulus the elections, all that sort of stuff. But right now the charts are all looking fairly bullish to me. So, well, let's see. I mean, that could go ahead. Amazon used to be super strong in the market as far as holdings for the SPY. And right now we're still rising on the weekly chart, right? It could come back down here and hit this 28.15 level, and we would still be in this upward trend, just a bit of a more shallow upward movement to it. We did have a big surge where we went from 269 all the way up to 330, 3,300. So we had a $600 move in 2 weeks. Now we could be primed to go ahead and see that and have another $600 move and head on up to 35.50 as well up here. So we could move up, or we could pull back to about 2,900. And if that fails, then I think we'd see a test of the 2,800 area for that. And Apple, most of the technology stocks have done really well. This did have a bit of a pullback last week, and now we're very nicely above that, right? We've pretty much gone ahead. We're testing the high level before this little downward turn that we had for 2 weeks. So if we draw a little trend line right here on our weekly, we are just above that level. Let's zoom into a 45-minute. We are above that level. Let's see if higher than normal volume came in. Let's pull it back even a little bit more. So we have a bit of a bull flag right there from the weekly chart that we're above it. And we've had some nice volume coming in. Looks like maybe we're hitting a pivot, or yeah, went ahead and hit R4 right there. So looking at that, we have gone up. We are doing fairly well on the day. And Apple is likely doing its part in pulling up the market, as well as, let's see, Microsoft probably is too. Yep, Microsoft as well. And look where Microsoft almost went. Look at that. It's pretty cool. Gotta love that EMA. All right, guys. Hope you have an amazing day. Hope you traded very well today. If there's any questions that you'd like to see in future videos, please put it in the comments or in the chat. Otherwise, have an amazing day. I will see you guys tomorrow, 12:15. Liking the SPY, again, potentially up to 330. In reality, Amazon has been a super beast in all of this. Where have you guys ordered to get things? I know we've been ordering from Amazon online up here in Canada. I'm sure many people in the States have as well. Just like UPS rocked it today, we had an issue with UPS with a package taking 4 days to get to us from overnight. So keeping that in mind, likely Amazon will be to the upside, but maybe that's already priced in. Don't know that for sure. So don't necessarily trade just on what I say, but trade on what the charts say. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Carpe Profit. Seize those profits one trade at a time. Bye.